Ooh, hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Assemblies. I'm actually one day putting effects to that. I'm Drekken, and I'm here with you. Where every week we go and code a bot that wins together. It's good to be back. Last week we had a really good week. Last week, I have to say that was a freaking amazing last week. If you have just been catching up to me, this is the week. This is the every time we do pair programming or mob programming together, and we work on a bot project that will be hello, Purple Prod. Yeah, we work on a bot project together, a little bit of pair slash mob programming on a project that we try to make some progress on. So, if you're unfamiliar how pair and mob programming works, we got the pilot and the navigator. All times a couple of weeks it's just been me, but and then we have the mob. So the mob pilot navigator rotate between, and then the mob. Those of you in the chat get to do a little bit of code review and make sure that we're on task and we're going where we need to go and that the code looks clean and that we're going to execute. And then we also problem solve. We problem solve together. So if we have any navigators that join us today, actually double check if anybody's around to do some navigation. If it's not, just you and me, and we'll just do our regular week. It's fine, and we'll have the VOD keep going. But what happens with pilot navigators, let's do a little bit overview, is pilot's the one coding, navigator takes stuff from the mob and other navigators, and together they work out the problem and tell the pilot what to do to code, and then put the project so that it passes through multiple people before it gets to the code. So there's like a little bit of it, uh, a little bit of a chain of thought that goes through, which I like a lot. But it's okay. And so the way that you become you join, if you're one of our members, if you're one of our members, you can join me on this event weekly. Uh, exclamation mark join. But of course, if not, you can just stay here in the chat and you can be a mob. Okay, so I mean, why don't we kind of jump right into it? I guess, right? Let's kind of jump right into it. Nope. So today we're going to be working on getting the bot up to date to new maps. We have new maps. We want to make sure that this bot is map ready. And then most importantly, we're going to today include a anti pro brush solution into this bot. Today will be about stopping pro brushes. We have a very rudimentary pro brush. We'll also check the Cannon Rush solution, which they're pretty related. The Cannon Rush and the Pro Brush solution are pretty connected. So we'll just review the Cannon Rush and Pro Brush, make sure they're working properly. Well, sorry, we'll make sure the Cannon Rush and our rudimentary solution is working properly, and then we will enhance the Pro Brush with letting the actual probes attack, and we'll go from there. And that will be for today. That's our only task for today, is getting that up and working. As usual, normally what we would do is we would review the bot on the ladder, but it has not been on the ladder because it's not ready for the new maps. We haven't tested on the new maps. We don't know what happens on the new maps. So we haven't put it through new maps. So what we will be doing before that, let's do a review of our project plan instead. So, and if you've been here with me a couple weeks, this may look a little bit new because I added a bit of things. So I'm scoping our project. So I like to do reminders. So we talk about, one of the things that I want Pigbot, the thing that we want Pigbot to be is we want Pigbot to be a good practice partners for players, for regular StarCraft 2 players. And the reason that is that the AI, in-game AI, is actually a really terrible practice partner. And so the way that we will go about doing that is that it will use a very simple build from Pig, which is why we chose to use Pig. So this project is for competitive StarCraft 2 players looking for a challenge at different levels, as I put here. And then a couple things that make this pretty valuable is if it plays similar to a human. So if you've seen me talk about a lot of times that have been problematic with me, where I was like, I've struggled with, do we let our bot go crazy with all the bot powers that it can muster, or do we scale it back so that it is uh, within human parameters? I ended up deciding that we want it to be and feel like human, which means at some point we'll probably have to remove speed mining because speed mining is not in the game. So, well, not for humans. So we actually will have to remove speed mining. I don't know how I feel about that overall. Because obviously on the ladder, you're gonna want it to have speed mining if you want it to beat other bots. Or maybe that's a challenge. Maybe we see if we can beat other bots without speed mining and just make it so good as a human, because human players can beat these bots. So if we make our bot as good as humans, quote unquote, without speed mining, that could be part of the challenge. We'll have to actually decide that and have a discussion. I think we could have a robust discussion about that, what the best way to go about that is. Because obviously we want our bot to go on the ladder and test itself so we can see how good it is. But ultimately what we want this to be is a good bot for people to play against. That they control the difficulty. That's a very long that's an end game value for this bot that you can have it have different levels of difficulty. No solution for that yet. Might have different builds for different difficulty. Who knows? But the most important is that it's able to change to its opponent. So, um, who's this? Question, Purple Prod. As a beginner, I have an important question. Are most bots based on scripts rather than neural networks? I've noticed that some bots I'm curious about this. Could you explain the examples? Thanks. So the answer is most bots are indeed hard coded. Sorry, they are rule based, and so not necessarily scripted, but rule based and decision tree logic. And so a lot of bots have that in it. So if then solutions, but not all of them, and there is not necessarily um, all scripted. There's different solutions that are reinforced train. So they'll have modules that are reinforced learn train. Maybe we'll do let's do like a close up here. Let's talk a little. It's a good question. I think we should have a conversation about it. So many bots are will be rule based. I mean, that's just as a foundation, because of neural networks are tough and difficult to build. But I want to solve that. Don't cut that out. But let's put that aside. Many of the bots will be rule based. Many of the bots will be um, decision treed in many ways. They'll have modules that don't necessarily make them simple. And those modules sometimes will have reinforced learning capabilities in them. Those modules will be reinforced learning, different algorithms that have a form of reinforced learning in them to make them good. So even you might even say, I can't think of a good example right now. And then you'll have some bots that will have they themselves will have reinforced learning in them as bots. So a good example of that would be the brick. I want to say the brick and sharpen edge, I believe, have reinforced learning in them. Doogie Howser has reinforced learning. Old bots like Sarzabot had reinforced learning built into him. As far as StarCraft 2 goes, reinforced learning is practically the best way to go. I don't think there are any bots that have there are no bots other than Alpha Star that I know of that have a neural network trained, but doesn't mean we can't, doesn't mean it's impossible, doesn't mean we won't do it, because that is one of our core goals here, is um, to do that. I want to accomplish it. That's what we're set out to do. And if you're new, of course, you should grab yourself a template. If you want to get yourself started with a bot, super easy, exclamation mark template. Grab yourself a bot. Let's get back to where we were at. Okay, so even the combat simulator. I think the combat simulator has some sort of reinforcement learning in it. I don't know for a fact, but I think it has. Or it might actually just be simple equations. I don't know. I haven't dug into it. So now we're currently working on enhancing the Pro Brush. That's our combat thing that we're working on today, is enhancing the Pro Brush. So let's jump into it. So first things first. I've already downloaded the maps, so we're just gonna let's get the music going. Let's get some water. Okay, let's do some maps. All right, so let's change the maps. What maps do we have? What are the maps? Torches, Pylon, and Persephone. Persephone? Persephone AIE? Oh, you guys can't see this. Oh, but I can't even see. I can't. I need to see the maps. So Pylon AIE. Pylon AIE. Next map is Persephone AIE. Okay, so let's see what's broken when we use these maps. And also, if you're new, if you're trying to get into it, Purple Rod as well, you can get that template, get yourself started, and get yourself familiar with it. And if you want, you can. Yes. So they don't try. Yes, they don't try to create new ones. That is correct. They don't try to create new strategies. That would require something like the Alpha Star League, where they are able to play themselves millions of times to be able to replicate and learn what's best. Purple Prod, why you are you getting into bot learning for, like, do you have a particular purpose why you're getting into bot learning? What's your goal? Tell me a bit about what you're out to do. And if you're in the chat too, you know, tell me about your own stuff. Like, what do you got? Why are you looking to make a bot? Ooh, torches. It looks nice. Look at that loading screen. That looks a little sexy, eh? Now, I'm not sure what our bot's gonna do. I hope it doesn't just break because this map. So we're gonna want to go through all these maps. Maybe we should disable the maps we don't want to go through. So also I have this plan mode. Plan mode let's cascade generate and edit a plan. Okay, let's see what happens. Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Eep. Non-type towards. Uh-oh. Let's find out if it's that map. No, everything's crashing. What map was that? That was Torch, right? Maybe I should take a log as well. And yeah, if we can't get these maps running, we'll go back to the old maps temporarily so we can work on the actual Pro Brush stuff. But it's good to know, figure out what's the deal with our maps. And this is Persephone. And so we might disable the other two maps so that we can get an opportunity to see. Hopefully, like, even one of them. Okay, so even if one of them starts up, we'll just We'll use that map only. Uh-oh. Oh, something with the natural expansions are. Oh, maybe the expansions aren't labeled. Yeah, so it looks like something with my natural expansion parts is not. Yeah, so something with natural expansions aren't working properly. I don't know if you can. I want to. Hopefully, you can see that. Is that maybe the map doesn't have natural expansion? We'll try one last one and then we'll double check. It just means that the map itself doesn't have the different expansions built into it. Let's check out the last map. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be the same problem, but let's confirm by. Can we just comment this out? So I'm willing to wager, though, it's gonna be the same thing that we're gonna be experiencing. That all the maps don't have naturals labeled and inside the map themselves. Now that could also be an errors thing, so I'll have to. We can maybe double check. Yeah. Okay. So all maps have this same problem. So let's look at our code on set rally point. Rally point. Oh, that's not here. I'm gonna want to go to. Oh, but that PY. Oh, I shouldn't have yawned into my mic. Sorry. Okay. Let's look for rally point. So, okay, what's going on here? Let's actually go back to the. Let's pull open the old maps. See what happens if we go back to the old maps. Any old map, really? What did you say? I really love AI. I would love to succeed in creating one, but for now, I don't have the level in math, programming, etc. Love watching bots play, and every time I wonder if they're a neural network or not, even though most of them of the time they are scripts. Find it fascinating the ability the neural networks do complex things like playing games or solving complex problems. Any day I would like to succeed in creating an AI that sees the screen like we do, receives the information as players do, and plays with the same limitations as human. Well, you are in the right place. This is the place. What was the name of the old maps? Uh-oh. What are these maps called again? Oh, okay. Let's choose. Tom, let's just do this one. Let's bring this map back. You're in the right place. Purple prod. And if you want to get started, first thing to get started, I don't know how much coding experience do you think would you say you have, Purple prod? Let's get an idea where you're at. Let's bring this up. Let's let this bot run. Let's see what happens. Let's double check. So if it runs, then we know it's with the new maps. So the question is, do we want to automatically disable, like we'll keep these maps. Like if this works on automaton, what we'll do is we'll work on the rush today, and then I'll report the problems we're having with the towards. It might be good for us to debug and confirm it is the actual labeling of the map itself. Okay, yeah, there it is. The bot's going. So there's something in the map. The new maps are missing. Okay, so we'll just label this test map. Anything on new maps. And then let's bring back pylon. Actually, I like torches. Let's go torches. Then let's explore our... Let's bring back .py. So it's like it doesn't like the towards because this comes back empty. The natural expansion comes back empty. Self.natural expansion. Expansion is self.meat-eater get own natural. Ah, I see. So if we put this as Terran, so let's put our opponent as Terran. Let's see what happens. I bet you if we put this as Terran, it'll run. Oh, it is Terran. No, it's not. As a novice in programming, I have limited experience with object-oriented development and languages such as Python, C++, or Java. However, I recognize that importing libraries often transforms the syntax significantly, requiring adaptability. That is true. I believe the most valuable skill lies in adeptly comprehending documentation rather than memorizing code by rote. I mean, I listen, I don't know. In the age of vibe coding, I don't know if memorizing code by rote is the way forward. So I can agree with you there. I don't know about comprehending documentation. Yeah, I guess so. I would say probably coming up with creative solutions. But I think, being able to comprehend documentation is a part of that. But even then, I would if you're talking about being able to comprehend documentation, an AI can just, you can use an AI to just suck that up and spit it out. I don't remember what this worked. Was this like this? Was it like this? Is this how that worked? Yeah, this is exactly how this used to work. I don't remember when I changed this. I must have changed this at some point. So that's how it used to work. So, but today right now we want it to be, we actually want it to be Terran. So we're actually gonna bring this back. So we're gonna actually go race.Terran, just because I just need Terran for now, just to test, and then we can bring it back to random choice. So if it works as Terran, then we know it's something with the... And it might just be the Eris framework. Maybe the Eris framework has has problems recognizing these maps. Which is something I didn't consider, that maybe because since we're in the Eris framework, What it's using is the Eris framework is using its mediator. Maybe we should try updating the Eris framework. Thoughts? Oh, my Kindle just opened. Weird. Ah, now it's working. So we can test on this map using Terran, which is what we can, you know, Terran is probably like not the best version of this, but oh, let's see what's happening here. So we got the new map working. We just can't use our, okay, so this works. This is good. This looks really off, but okay, let's work with this. We can work with this. This is like super doable. Oh, it broke. Oh, snap. What happened? Yeah, so I agree with Kubi. You don't need to know a lot. You do not need to know a lot. So super rip. Okay, so we might not be able to test on these maps. These maps are not ideal, but let's first update Eris, and let's see if there's a Eris update first. Let's do that. If there's an Eris update, maybe we are okay. No, actually, let's not update Eris. Let's just work on, not work on the new maps. I'll update Eris after the stream. That way, if something breaks, we don't lose this entire stream because something broke, and we're just gonna get to work instead. So we'll just use automation, and we'll use Protoss as our test. So we'll go Protoss. No need to run another game. We already know that works. So let's do this. So we're gonna open up. First thing we're gonna do, let's double check what we're aiming to get done here. Oh, something just beeped at me. Enhance probe rush response with the worker kite back and defending role. Replicate cannon rush response. So we're gonna want to first to make sure our cannon rush is working. So if I remember correctly, that's in reactions. Cannon rush. Okay, so cannon rush. Okay, let's test to see if cannon rush activates. Oh, debug. Is debug on? We have to turn on the debug. Turn on debug. So we're going to want to keep that close because we need the debug. So yeah, as I said, as Kubi says, you don't need that much object program. Again, a lot of these bots are straight up simple if-then statements. Even this bot's not simple if-then, but we're gonna change that. We're gonna be adding some modules in here. This bot will have some reinforcement learning in it. Nothing too crazy. Oh, wrong map. Okay, sorry. Let's oh no, no, this is automaton. This is weird. Did we not? Yeah, automaton's an old map. Weird. Okay, let's do Ephemeron. I guess that's probably true. It's as you say, possibly. Purple Pride, we'll have to see. I guess the debate would, I guess I would ask then, what separates somebody? Like, what, when you say a true developer, how do you measure a true developer? Like, what's the measurement of a true developer? How much code they ship? How quickly they can recall libraries? Like, what would you call a true developer by your measure? Uh-oh. What is going on? Maybe it's not the new maps. That's really weird. What did I change? What if I just... This worked last week. Let's try to say print self.natural expansion. Let's just see let's see what it gives us. What do we got here? Oh no, it does. See, it does know that there is a... And then ultimately it says it doesn't like towards, but there's 100% a towards. And caught an exception on AI on start. None-type object has no... yeah, but it shouldn't be a none-type. It naturally, like it says natural expansion. It detects the position of the natural expansion, which is 130.5 point. Yeah, but people don't, like, developers don't operate autonomously. They operate in a team, no? I mean, when you ship like actual production level products. I don't know. I'm gonna have to vastly disagree with you. I would like to feel in the real world, a lot of people have assistants. Like, people don't work in a vacuum. Like, you get help. You know, Stack Overflow. If that was the case, Stack Overflow wouldn't exist. It's like I don't know. Like there would be like no, there would only be like a handful of true developers. So I'd have to, unfortunately, rebuff that statement. But I'd be curious. Maybe other people in the chat agree with you, but I personally do not. I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily true. Like, if that was the case, so many people would like be outed by logging onto Stack Overflow. Because a lot of people cannot just do things by themselves. That's just a kind of like Stack Overflow is way too popular. I don't know. I think that's a more of a retrospective way people want to approach AI and things. Because like, you know, would you say a developer who used Stack Overflow in his daily, back in the day before AI, and used Stack Overflow, copy pasta to find the solutions, wasn't a true developer? I mean, some people might say that, but I don't know, you'd be hard pressed for them to self-label themselves as like non-developers. Okay, so it's odd because this did work before. Let's bring back some old maps. Let's try, do we want to try Waterfall AIE? Let's go to Waterfall. Let's go one that wasn't even in the last set. Let's do Waterfall. See how Waterfall works. A good thing we know is too, we know that it is generating a coordinate for the expansion. So this self-print natural expansion is working. So that means get mediator. I should test on the new map to see if it's getting the expansion too. So that'd be good to know. Let's have a little chat. Yeah, well, I guess that could be true. I don't necessarily agree that just copying and pasting code doesn't reflect its lack of effort. Though I don't know what the end objective is. Like if the objective is like the end objective to be like is not the end objective is to produce an end product, rather than necessary to declare oneself a true developer. Like, I don't know, maybe that is something that's important to people. I may not be the right person to approach that, but I personally don't believe so. Towards is not an attribute of none, so I know that already. The weirdest part is this worked before. This worked just last week. This worked out without problem. Let's try something. Let's just... And let's bring back torches. Pick up waterfall. well, I mean, a lot of professions are marked by evolution and requiring perpetual learning and adaptation. I don't necessarily, but not everyone. Oh, wait, what happened? Okay, so that worked. So very strange. Okay, so so what we're looking at. So that actually isn't an Aries thing. So this actually might be. Which, maybe I have to concede that. Hey, mind me. Mind me. Oh my god. Finally. I haven't seen you in so long. Okay. So it's not the map. We know it's not the coordinates. I wonder if maybe this what am I doing? What is your probe brush, dealing with probe brushes, or is it debugging? Because that's what I'm doing right now. Because right now it's odd. It's crashing because it says towards this doesn't like a none type. But I've already indicated that it's a 0.2. It obviously produces a 0.2. It's not empty. It's not empty when it calls this. Yeah, pro brush defense. Yes, I am doing your least favorite thing is pro brush defense. But I don't think we're doing anything too complicated here. We're essentially just gonna let the probes attack. We're just gonna get the probes to just, when they detect, to attack, and then do a little bit of kiting. And I can't imagine we're in for too much of a problem right now. So here it is. So we got self-natural expansion 0.2. So it's officially a 0.2. We actually got a coordinates right here, so we know that's actually there. So set rally point, self.gatekeeper position. Is the position empty? No. Oh, is this empty? Let's make sure this is not empty. Oh, is this empty? Or do we need to say this is a 0.2? Because this will be a 0.2. And it might like it better. Oh, it might like it better. Are you mineral kiting? Oh, good question. Is this not going to be a 0.2? Most of the time, developers don't write. They read the legacy code. AI cannot help with that, and now they will spend even more time reading through AI gen code. It is even worse. That's possible. I wait to see what happens. That's weird. Okay, this should be a 0.2, no? Oh, it can be none. Oh, it could be none because if there's no oh, does this not generate on Protoss? Oh my god, is that the problem? Does this not generate on Protoss? Holy okay, watch this. Let's double check something. So let's double check. Could that really be it? So good thing we tested this. Oh my god. So let's say if this is Zerg. That's why it worked last time, because I didn't test it on Protoss. So let's say, does this work now? Oh my god, did I not test this on does it just not work? It only works on if you're against Zerg and not Protoss? Oh my god. Oh my god. Is this true? Sad if true. Sad if true. Sad if true. Oh, okay. Was it against the Zerg? You know what? It didn't detect it was against a Zerg. Oh, it says it. No, it still thinks it's Protoss. Why does it think it's Protoss? New game, Torches AI, player, Pickbot, computers. No, it detected it was a Zerg. Okay, let's maybe do a little bit more debugging here. Let's print the print gatekeeper position. Let's remove the 0.2. Let's go back to what it was before. Because it can be none. It can be none. I just thought I would just tell it to be a 0.2. Because technically, if it's not going to be, it's going to be a 0.2 if it's not. If it's being used, but maybe you don't want to do that because it's going to check. And maybe we should only look for gatekeeping position if it's Protoss, right? So maybe we should actually bring this if enemy race equals, then yeah, we probably should do that. Let's actually bring that into the, okay, let's bring this into the, let's bring this in. So let's bring this into the if statement. To bring this into if statement. So it's like if we're Zerg, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Set gatekeeper position. So we actually need to know if it's going to print those gatekeeper positions. So it came out as none. Why was this none? Why is this none? So it did come out as none. So there we have it. So the gatekeeper position is coming out as none. Something is wrong then. So let's double check. Okay, so that's a little good news. We kind of narrowed it down to the gatekeeper position is coming out as none, but it shouldn't come out as none if, yeah, so this can return none. So your code should account for this, of course, obviously. Something is, yeah, it's so weird. Let's choose, let's bring back, let's bring back the whole set of old maps. I'm actually gonna go to the working tree. We'll bring back all these. I'm actually gonna keep these maps somewhere because I might want to bring these back. Just pop open a notepad somewhere. I'm gonna restore these. Bring these back. Go back to these maps and see what happens. So we know exactly, are you calling it too early before it's defined? but the thing is, mind me, last week it worked perfectly. That's why it's so weird. It worked absolutely perfectly. So that's a good question. Are we calling it before it's oh, the whole game just crashed again. I'll close this terminal. This is like that's a really good question. So it is called by the mediator, which gets this thing, which is the gatekeeper position, which, I mean, as I understand how the as I understand self.mediator gatekeeper position, I mean, it only needs to be called on start, because it should generate on start. It gets generated on start. Maybe I need to up. Did I up? No, I didn't update the. Try again. So I'm guessing if we do Terran, it'll be fine, right? Let's actually pull up. I'm gonna pull up some of the. Actually, pull up the Harris Arena. Harris. See if there's anything we need to find from there. So that's get PVZ gatekeeper position. Nope, it's just the same thing. No worries, Purples. No problems. It was a good conversation. Oh, it's running now. Wait, is it running? Hold on. Is it running? Okay, so we can see from our code, it works here. And it works here. Okay, so I will review the reply to the live session tomorrow. No problems. You can go and check stuff on the VOD after we're all done here. Okay, so good news, bad news. Okay, so what we'll do, since the new maps aren't ready, so this is this actually is an Ares. This is an Ares problem, which is good. We've narrowed it down. So this is 100% Ares problem. We will add the maps back to. We'll add the new maps. Basically, as I understand, or what I've come to understand, is that the PVZ position is not available. Let's actually, was that Protoss? Okay, that was Zerg. Let's test with Protoss. Let's make sure Protoss works first, and then we'll know that if it only gets it in Protoss versus if it only gets it in Zerg games. And so whether or not we have to take this off for Protoss, we will find out shortly. This crashed again. That's okay. Which is weird though, because I thought these maps were. I totally did automaton. So what we will do, we won't use the new maps because I'm guessing because they don't have the yeah, okay. So yeah, so it looks like it only generates it on Zerg, which makes sense because uh it says right there that it's a PVZ natural gatekeeping POS. So this only applies to Protoss versus Zerg. So this is essentially only useful for Zerg. So we'll have to get rid of our or statement. Only if the enemy's Protoss, if the enemy is Zerg, then it does this. If not, then we don't look. So let's we don't need to keep printing these. We know now. And that's fine. We actually might want to do something different for Protoss, but for now, because technically in PvP, you don't actually want to build down by the natural. You're gonna want to, we'll actually put this as a note to do. Actually, so we'll put it in an actual notebook. We'll actually put it in our notebook, and we'll put this in the macro. Build order check. If buildings are destroyed during build runner, speak to Rasper. That's actually a note, but what we want to do is adjust PvP strategy to be on the high ground and not build at the natural. So PvP, you actually generally don't build because of the way Protoss is. You can actually get a lot done in a one base. You can do one base, or one base, and just kind of like really hit the person really quickly. We actually want to do that at some point, but not now. So adjust PvP strategy to be on the high ground to be on one base instead of natural. So that's a macro consideration. Add that to the roadmap. Okay, cool. So this is fixed. Not ideal, obviously. Okay, cool. I mean, it'll never be none as long as it's with Zerg. Oh, I guess we should technically. Maybe we should put an maybe we should have an if statement, like a backup, just in case it is none. What do you think? Right? We should just like, oh, get gate in the position, and if the position is not none, if it's not none, then do this thing. Yeah, let's do that just in case. Just in case. What is this rally point again? I mean, realistically, I'm thinking, do we need a rally point? This rally point is setting the rally point for the buildings. And maybe we just don't need it to be. Like, maybe we don't need to do it. Maybe. The rally point. So set rally point. Say. So it's like set rally point equals gatekeeper position, self-natural towards the. I mean, we could also just go like. Maybe this is not even necessary because like we don't need the towards. We can just like. If enemy race equals Zerg. And then we can say, if the rally point is not empty, set the rally point at the gatekeeper position. Else, yeah, so we can do something like this. So we can like, and then we're like, if self dot, oh my God, is not none. So if self-gatekeeping position is not none, set else. Sure. Perfect. Actually, that's pretty good. This is actually kind of far. I'm gonna actually probably maybe bring it down a bit. 5. Let's try 5. I think 5 is pretty good. We don't want to be too far from it, so let's try that. We'll leave like that, and that looks a little healthier. Okay, so we got a little bit. We got some safeguards in there. I mean, one could even question if it's even necessary, but whatever. It's not a big deal. I mean, if it's none, it's actually probably a bigger problem further down the code because we actually need it. But anyways, we need to get to work on our real problem here, which is cannon rushing. So let's go back to we solved that mystery. Let's go back to the run data. Okay, so it is Protoss. It is Rush. Let's do this. That means actually we could use these other maps now. Since we know the cause. Though it actually will probably break the others. But it's fine. We'll probably just get rid of these other. We don't actually have to be rotating all these different maps. We just need one of these maps at work. Okay, let's do a test. Let's say create. Let's create 5 probe 2, and they ran away. Those motherfuckers ran away. Wow. Did it trigger my thing though? It did not. Okay. Well, create 5 probe 2. Oh, they just ran off. That's weird. Let's create 1 pylon 2 and create 1 cannon 2. Create 1 photon cannon. Oh, what's going on? Something broke. Something broke. Okay, well, we'll have to. I think I know what it is, but I don't want to investigate that right now. I just want to see if we're. I just want to see if we're triggering the cannon rush. Oh, did I just? Did you forget a comma? That's a good. What the hell is this? All right. Okay, so we'll just generate a. We'll. Oh. Okay, it's okay. Let's generate a pylon. Create 1 pylon 2, and then we'll like create the cannon right here. Create. Is it photon cannon in the ID? 1 photon cannon 2. Ooh, it's okay. So nothing has happened, even though there is indeed a cannon here. Okay, so it detected though that there is a cannon rush, which is good news. Cannon rush detected with one cannon, one pylon with da da da. What's our reaction to cannon rush? So cannon rush. Let's pull up cannon rush. What happens when cannon rush is going on? All right, so section is working, but needs to make sure probes are attacking. Oh, okay. So I actually started this. It looks. Looks like I didn't. I guess I didn't. I guess I didn't test it. What happened here though? Cannon rush detected with one cannon, one pylon within 2.5 units of our base. Cannon rush detected. We switch builds. But no one attacked. So let's see what happened here. Calculate how many workers to pull. One cannon per. Yeah, okay. So it's like calculated the workers needed. So this was how I was making sure I didn't overreact. You try to don't overreact and underreact to a cannon rush, but did we check if the cannon is do we check if it's a cannon? What did we do here? We also want to get the cannon if it's pending, right? Are we popping that in from? Enemy cannon equals self.units canning. Can we say pending too? Can we actually include pending as well? I don't know if you can do that. I don't know if you can you do that? Can you actually check for enemy types pending? I don't know if Mind Me is still around. So that'd actually be a good question to ask him. Because I don't know, can you check for enemy units that are pending? So enemy cannon self.units. IntelliSense is not liking the dot pending, so maybe you can't check pending. Maybe we don't want to be too. Is this self.units or is it self.enemy units? Am I? This might not be right. Where am I passing this from again? Yeah, this might not be passed right. This might be yeah, this might not be passed correctly. Is it self.enemy units? Can I be maybe I can pass this for my threat detection. Let's look at combat. Oh, we could just pass it to an attack target. We could just pass it to attack target. Threat detection. So threat detection, main army bot, assess threat, enemy units. Here we go. So we are assessing the threat. It is enemy underscore units. So this actually should be not self-dot units. Assess threats. So threat detection is in combat. Handle attack targets. So maybe we just plug the arm. We could actually maybe. Oh, but this requires a main army, so we may not actually want to activate. We may want to create its own solution, since it's only an early game thing, anyways, right? So we could get enemy units equals. So actually, we can actually bring our own enemy units into it. So we go like something like. Enemy probes, enemy units. We'd actually probably just bring all the units in here. We could just pass enemy units into the defending cannon worker rush and then like decipher them inside. Yeah, that might be best. So let's do that. Maybe we'll pass all the enemy units in here once we detect a cannon rush. So what we could do is like, if there's cannon rush, if used. Cannon rush. I mean, this probably should be, if there is a cannon rush, we should take the probes plus whatever we need. Like, what if we have units when we discover there's a cannon rush, right? So we could take attack target. We could pass the target to the attack target and then set a priority to attack target. So we could then use attack target and then have it. Where do we have attack target? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Attack target. See, attack target needs a main army. We can control the probes separately. So maybe what we'll do is we'll then, if there's a cannon rush, we'll call on attack target and then, you know, I don't know if if I want to completely rethink how attack target works, because this is very rudimentary and I don't know if it's sufficient for what we need. Okay, let's find out. Let's think of a better approach for this. So we know it works. Okay, let's pass cannon rush. So if cannon rush, maybe we'll just pass the ones nearby. So it's like, okay, build, if not build when complete, self-register behavior, restore power, that's right. If not under attack, do an early threat detection. If use cheese response, so if we, and if that cheese response is, this could probably be an else if. Probably be an else if. Because you were unlikely to do one or the other. So if self-worker cannon rush response, we can put maybe call the threat detection. What already has all our threats inside the combat? Threat detection, threat detection. Oh, here we go. So threat detection actually does have the enemy units, but it doesn't pass out. Yeah, it just assesses the threat. So it sees what's here. And it checks if under attack. Probably have to remove overcharge. I have to actually put that in there because I believe overcharge is now gone. So we actually have to do that part of the cleanup. Quick to-dos. Remove overcharge. Good thing to maybe start tomorrow, next week, wait. Commenced attack. Let's ask what parts of my threat system pass enemy units to a different function. So what we'd want to do is we want to, as like I could just capture, I could like do it another one manually. Oh, chap. This is still open. Sure, I could just pass it and think, but like it'd be cleaner if I just find out where I already have um I have a combat simulator here. I'll have to interesting. Oh, that's the Ares thing. Shoot and move, normal manager, combat assessment. Evaluates the threat level of the enemy. So this is where I thought there was. This is what I already knew about. Which might mean I actually don't have one. So was it smarter for me to just build a, I don't know, like temporary. The problem with temporaries is sometimes it becomes permanent. So like if there's a worker rush attack, then something like assess threat, maybe have the assess threat, so threat detection, self dot, and then it sends the main army. If there's a main army, there's no main army, so we're here. Early threat sensor. So what does the early threat sensor dot get me? Oh, we're using the mediator stuff, which has its own kind of what happened. Oh, we're not using our own threat thing. We're using the Ares threat thing that kind of checks if this is happening. Okay, that explains it. So we're using the Ares mediators to kind of decide what's going on. Okay. So we can get we'll just fuse. What should we get? Round enemy. Yeah, so we'll get we'll probably use this. So if we use threat detection, we're not. Threat detection is because there's no main army, so we aren't using threat detection. What is threat detection pulling it from? Why does it need main army? Is this necessary though? Is it necessary to? There must be a different. Like, is this? If under attack, threat position, control the main army. But surely we don't need to be controlling the main army from the threat detection. This might be old code. It's like, I don't know if we really need to be controlling the main army from the threat detection. We have a tons of things that actually does this a lot better. So we have let's so let's actually ask if this is check to see if this is obsolete or if this use case is still relevant, if this use case is still vital. Look through code base to see if the threat detection elsewhere calls and sends the army towards the enemy. Because that way, if it doesn't, we can actually probably get rid of this, and then we can kind of we can probably liberate the threat detection, because it looks like it's only looking for Oh man, it just gave me a whole like novel here. Okay, what's going on here? After analyzing, I can see that the threat detection function is indeed being used in two places. In Pigbot on step, and main Dragonbot threat detection. Oh yeah, don't worry about that. I should have told it to ignore that. The code block you're using is asking Here's why. It's not obsolete. Active use of the function is called every game step in the main bot's on step method. You get a core part of the bot critical function. That's not useful. The block is question handles the actual response to threat detection. Finding the center mass of the enemy moving the main army to engage the threat, potentially using overcharge. Yeah, that defensive response. This is part of the actual center army to defend against threats detected near your base. Without this, the bot would detect threats but would not respond. Really? I have no other way of telling it to. Oh, because we could say if we're under attack. So like, oh, we're under attack, but I thought this changed the flag. For the life of me, I thought this changed the flag somewhere. Yeah, because this finds the threat. So like, we're under attack. So it checks if what's around, blah blah blah. Get enemies near our bases. I wonder if this also takes account of like enemies in our base. So threat. So let's say we're under attack. Threat position. Oh, I can actually maybe turn on the under attack. See what that does. We'll see what that does. Under attack. If we're under attack, if the bot's under attack. Enemy units equals bot dot enemy units dot tag and enemy tags. So that's good. We can actually reuse code here. Because that's what we need. We actually need to get the enemy units, bot enemy units, da da da. And that's what we need actually for our other response. But it would be so much better if we can utilize something that's already here and just pull from it. But threat detection is not turned on, and threat detection is not turned on because there's no main army. And we are only passing the main army here because. Let's go back to threat detection. So threat detection here goes, is there threat detection? We run the threat detection if there's an main army. If there's no main army, then there's no need. And this checks if there's something coming to attack us. So threat detection comes, turns on, we pass the main army. Oh, I guess it's actually our main defense mechanism. So if there's no oh, I see. So it actually controls the main army separate from our attack target stuff. It takes over threats if we're under attack, if they're serious enough. That is problematic. So we could create a mini threat detection just for Cannon Rush. It seems a little redundant. I'm not super happy about that, but like this is just for worker, like this is like to defend worker rush. So we could probably go in here, create a mini threat like assessment in here, so we get all the units in, so we can just, maybe we don't have to pass the probe or enemy units, we just pass, I don't know, all enemy units nearby or something. So we can say something like this. So get cheese response. It's something like how does it go again? Is it Control I? Get all near enemy units. So yeah, we can go like all. No, that's fine. That's good. And then near enemy units, get enemy units range. Da da da. Start location. Good. And then we just actually want to pass enemy units to here. No, we just want to pass enemy units, period, right? We just want to pass all the enemy units, and then we want to take Len. We want to like take the enemy units, and then we want to sort through them with Len and photon for photon cannon and whatever. Let's do this. Let's rewrite this part here. We just want to actually, we'll keep this, and then we actually want to just pass near enemy units. Correct. We want to pass the near enemy units. Oh, do we need to import Ares constant import unit tree type? That's the thing I didn't. That's not a big deal, I guess, but I wonder if we can do this all inside the reaction instead of doing that in here. It's gonna be the best way to do this. Because ideally I would like this to be compartmentalized in a module somewhere. Okay, anyways, let's get it working, then we'll worry about making it nice and clean. But Ares constant imports. So where do I have my Ares stuff? Oh, here we go, right here. Imports. There we go. That should satisfy that. Probably could really clean that up, but that's fine. Okay. I'll actually double check that in a bit. It's actually not happy because it's looking for stuff that it doesn't get, so it's fine. Then we'll go back and then we're like, okay, where is this? What is this called again? Defend worker rush, defend. That's not in combat. Is it in reactions? Defend worker rush. Like let's make a bookmark so I can find this. Something like worker rush. Find that faster. But we only need to pass the we'll call it we'll say enemy units. Enemy units. Yes, you're going to be asking for that, but then you're going to want to say something like, there we go. Yes, yes, you get it. You get it. That's exactly what I was going to look for. Okay, so this could be good. That's exactly what we wanted to do. Okay, now it might work. Let's see. Like, I'll probably take some time to think offline, but yeah, I'm gonna want something cleaner because I'm trying to get my on step to be like, I just don't want this here. I really don't want to have I really want to have as little, like I want it as modulized, right? So maybe we can bring this into defend cannon rush instead of popping it in here. Maybe go like what do we need to get from on step? Really, maybe we don't need anything. I feel like we can maybe do that inside and not have to pass it out here. I don't know. I feel like it. We could probably do it like and just pass the bot. Yeah, okay. I'll probably do that. We'll probably do that. We will probably actually stop passing. We won't pass the enemy unit. We'll just pass self and then just do bot. Okay. Anyways, we'll see this working or not. All right. Let's that and let's go create. Why is my caps lock on? Create one pylon, 2, and create one photon. Oh shit, what was that? Oh yeah, I know why that happened. Okay. Uh, okay, let's try again. So create one pylon, two. Create one cannon. Nope, it's photon. Cannon, two. Oh shit, it broke everything. Okay, I still think I can bring this all into. Let's do this. Okay, let's actually bring this all in. Oh, what's this? Let's bring this into defend cannon rush. Let's go combat. And we're like, oh, hey, you know what? We're calling defend cannon rush, and it's like ba 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 ba, and it's like bot. No need to filter. We're already filtering it, which is fine. We just actually just go enemy units. We actually don't have to go near enemy units. But we do need to bring in the import. That's true. This is actually gonna make it a lot cleaner. Let's go back to this. We actually don't need this in here. We actually don't, do we need to pass it? No, we don't need to pass enemy units. Just pass self, it's fine. And then we can actually get rid of the query here. Unit query tree. And then we can go to okay, so that's that. So why did it crash? Oh, because the enemy all. That attribute is not a all enemy. Okay, where have I used this query before? Was it any close? For close. All close? All close? No. All close? Yeah, so I did do it. Oh, there is an all enemy. Why didn't it like this, though? Bot meteor, get unit in range, start point, bot start location. Wait. All enemy? Enemy all? Bruh. Alright, that should be fine. Start location is fine? Oh, this, yeah, start location. Yeah, let's do that. That should work. Okay, so we're actually about ready to call it a day. 10 more minutes, and we'll call it a day. But I think we're gonna be pleasantly surprised to see this might work. Great, here it comes, guys. This is it. We'll find out if this works. Great photon cannon. Oh, wait, create one photon tap. Create Photon cannon 2. Oh my god. Create 1 photon cannon 2. Oh shit. We're missing 1 enemy units. Oh, I see. You don't really need that. It's fine. It's cleaner too. I'm actually really happy. See, mind me, I know that, all right? Mind me, I know that, right? But something's broken in my IDE, and it actually doesn't give me all the hints properly sometimes. Oh, are you talking about the all enemy? Yeah, okay, well. So I have a problem that I have not been able to fix. So sometimes the telesense doesn't, like, see, this should turn blue, right? This should be blue because it's right, and oh, this is broken. So let's bring back a new terminal. So this is supposed to, like, say for example, this should turn blue, but it doesn't turn blue. Or like look at these. These have the red lines under, though they're definitely right. Like, it's 100% correct. That's how it's supposed to look. And so I don't know when to. Oh my god, this keeps breaking. Let's try this again. How many different terminals do we have? Close some of these other terminals. Oh, that's a broken one. So I don't know. I can't. My telesense is not working as I would love it to do. So I don't know when it's right or I don't know what's wrong, and I guess that's unfortunate. Maybe I should spend a weekend and try to fix it. I wrestled with it a lot because it's something in my IDE that I have to set up so that it uses all the libraries properly so we can see it. But okay, so let's test this again. Create 1 pylon 2. Create 1. Here it comes, guys. This is it. Moment of truth. 1 photon cannon 2. Oh, they're running to their death, but it works. Oh, guys, they're attacking it. And they're dying, but it works. Okay, that's good news. Yeah, so mind me, you and I are actually the same thing. I was telling Rasper, him and I sat down to Rasper, and I'm like, this is driving me insane. Like, see, notice, like, look at this. Like, you can see some of my others, these are red, right? These are red here. I don't know, can you see? Yeah, you can see it. So, like, these are red here, and that means that there's, like, squiggly line problems, and it used to drive me nuts. Now it's out of my purview because I don't see it anymore, but it, like, used to be, oh, it used to be so irritating. But I found out I was wasting so much time trying to fix it. Say, look at this. It says Terran here. And it should be fine, but it's not. I probably can sit down with ChatGPT. Actually, you know what? Now I look at it, it's actually not so bad. Right now, it's like just the it's the race. Only the race seems to be a problem. Oh, it's actually not so bad now. Now it's just like it just seems to be the race is giving a problem. That's exciting. This should actually be a lot. It used to be all my code used to be all used to be red because it couldn't find the libraries. But it looks like it's actually found a lot of them now. That's exciting. Yeah, so there is, but I don't know what line. You're right. You can do I think you can import on IDs. You mean like for the race ID? There would already be one in the run, no? Here, see, look at that. It's se2 data.race. So there is an import. So it's se2 data.import.race, and it's imported, but it's still You know what? We have a little bit, a few minutes. Let's see if I can find the setting, and then maybe since since I have Mind Me here, in maybe it's a setting in my ID, and I'm trying to remember where's the setting again? Is it in my workspace where I can set like no, it's user. Where I can set like where to find. Oh, where is it? So we actually should like, I don't know about you guys, that was exciting. We actually got it to react to a Cannon Rush, which is good. I guess we should check if there's a if it reacts to Pro Brushes too. Yeah, I don't remember where's this kept again. The thing that says is it preferences? Advance. Oh, is it here? Manage rules? No. Manage workflows, memories, rules. Nope. Cascade Git ignore access allows Cascade to view the edit in files and Git. Git ignore. That might be useful at some point, but not today. Is it open editor settings? No. Oh, is it actually VS Code? Is it settings? Oh, here we go. It was here. So I had to do these things to set like the sources, and there was like the paths. So I had to set paths here, and I did that. And for whatever reason though, see, this was this Aries SE2, and this is how I had to point it to the Python SE2. But for whatever reason, it doesn't include these doesn't include the map data. Not the map data, sorry, the race data. Whatever. So it's yeah, it's in here that I had to set up. Maybe I could ask. Okay, well let's get this done first, and then we'll worry about those things. This isn't lighting up. I wonder if I also tell it to get Aries, if it will do the same thing. Can I go like setting? Thanks, Mind Me. Yeah, I'll look into it. Now you reminded me, and it does actually is a little annoying. But for the most part, it seems to be working. So anyways, let's talk about the calculation we use before we end this session off. Also, Mind Me, you should join me in Discord. Not today, obviously, but like next week. Come join me in Discord. And like I just closed my ID. And that worked. So let's do see how the Pro Brush works. Let's see if there's a Pro Brush, if we detect the Pro Brush. Do we have a Pro Brush detector? Let's actually see if does Aries have a Pro Brush? I would love to have you here. Pro Brush. It's called Worker Rush. Worker Rush. Worker Rush. So we know Cannon Rush exists. Create 5 probes. 2. Create 5 probe. 2. Okay, so they attack them. So we actually don't have, we have no way of detecting. So that's what we need to do. Create 5 probe 2. There is also a problem here that we have to address with the gatekeeper stuff. So actually, I will put that as a to-do. So I know what that is. I know. I just don't want to address that right this second. We're about to end the session today, but so we have to fix the gatekeeper to not be on when not Zerg, because it's none. So since it's none, we have to go make sure that we're not looking for the gatekeeper stuff for the zealot when there is when it's not Zerg. So we have to make sure we're not looking for gatekeeper stuff when it's not Zerg, because it only works when there's Zerg. So that's why it's crashing there, and that's okay. We can, that's an easy fix. See, like, if not gatekeeper, and here we go. Oh wow, that might actually be it. If not gatekeeper and self enemy race. If not gatekeeper and self enemy race equals Zerg. There we go. Oh, that was easy. That's what we needed to do. That was fun. That actually is exactly what we needed to do. I think that's actually done then. We'll have to test that in a second to double check. So you only need to check for the gatekeeper role if there's if it's Zerg. If not gatekeeper and enemy race equals Zerg. Okay, that was actually pretty easy. So where's the probe rush stuff? Probe rush? Worker rush. That would be, oh, here it is. Worker rush. Is that from reactions? Here we go. Okay, so this section is working but needs to make sure probes are attacking. So this is actually, that's done. This section is working. Need to make sure. But was working but need to control the amount of probes that are attacking. So yeah, right now we have we're kind of like checking how many workers are needed. I will probably work. It was like, you don't want to. Oh snap! I still have my notes in front of you guys. Oh my god! I just. Yeah. So, yeah, we just you want to make sure that we have the right amount of workers for workers and defending workers. Like, you kind of have this formula to kind of decide how many workers to stop to. So this is defend cannon rush. So what do I have for worker rush? Let's go for cheese reactions. Let's go worker rush. Worker. Okay, here we go. If bot meteor get enemy worker rushed and it's less than whatever, what trips the worker rush? Oh, I actually have an. Okay, here we go. Worker rush detected. did detect a worker rush. So what we need to know is, can we get it to see that there's a worker rush? So let's double check to see if the worker rush is tripped when there's like 10 workers nearby. So let's say there's 10 workers nearby. All right. Yeah, it's actually also dinner for me as well. We will just check to make sure if it trips. If it trips, then we will call it a day. I think mind me going for dinner is a good time for us to also go for dinner. So we'll check to see if it trips when the worker rush is. It's like create 10 probe 2. Uh-oh. Something happened. Uh-oh. So let's X must consist of vector lengths of 2 shape 1. What happened there? Bot meteor, get enemy, worker rush. So we're checking there. If it works, then it sets there. Is cheese response true? Yeah, something's wrong. Something is tripping them. Uh-oh. Oh, the gatekeeper control is being triggered. Gatekeeper control. Where is this in bot? Gatekeeper. Control. Well, good news is, I could just probably just. So, okay, so we go if not gatekeeper. So this is like if not under this could be easier. If not gatekeeper. So else if self dot not attack. Oh, this is all. Oh, this is actually weird. So we can actually do this. This is all gatekeeper stuff, right? For else, zealot in gatekeeper. So this actually we could actually gate all of this if the enemy races Zerg. So we'll be like, if self-enemy races Zerg, this all applies. All of this applies if the enemy race is Zerg. Period. Okay. That should do it. That should actually stop that. Then we can go like create 10 Pro 2. All right. Okay. So it does detect a worker rush. So we got a worker rush going. Okay. So it knows. It's like, okay, worker rush is coming. So it trips it. Good news. Good news. So it detects worker rush. We know. So now we can have a worker rush response. What is all this big empty space? Okay, that's good for today. It's I think it's okay too. We can rock a commit. So we can say we fix gatekeeper. Fix gatekeeper response only happens now with Zerg. That would be here. What did we do here? Is this also? Oh, that's Cannon Rush stuff. What happened here? Oh, nothing real. Oh, we just made a note. And then we go fix. Probes now attack the mechanics during cannon rush detected. Perfect. All right, cool. That's commit for today. All right, everybody. That was a good session. Nothing major solved, but some, some small stuff. And all right, let's do our bit of our cleanup. Now, if you want to get your own started, go to Xmart template, and you can get yourself your own bot started. Super easy, probably in 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes. Get your own bot started, and follow the tutorial that goes along with it. Other than that, and if you want to be joined, if you want to be joining me, like I was saying to Mind Me, join me next week. You can work on it. Get yourself some proof. Like if you, like anybody who works on here, and you have your GitHub, you can, you'll get credit. You'll get credit for it, and you can add this to your projects if you stay long enough for a milestone. So long as you get down to one of our mail milestones, you'll start breaking down the milestones. You want yourself to be attached to this project, this and other projects that we're building. Then do that. And then also this Thursday, that Probots returns with a caveat. There's a caveat because actually stick tuned to the news, subscribe here, and you'll find out what's going on with Probots. Cool. All right. Other than that, you guys have been absolutely wonderful. Make sure you have May the bugs be ever in your favor. And we'll get back to this next week, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, here on Versus AI.